It's no secret that most food tastes better when it's homemade, including mozzarella. So, two foodies like us decided to take the challenge, go into Humble Pie, and see if we can make a better mozzarella than what's found in your local grocery case.
I don't know about you, Jay, but typically I purchase mozzarella by the bag, or, don't tell anyone, or sometimes I get the container from Whole Foods if I'm really doing a special occasion or a special dish. So we decided to learn how to make mozzarella from scratch from Chef Robert Studer at Humble Pie, who does it every day. We're really excited for this mission. Let's go into the kitchen. So we're here in the kitchen of Humble Pie at Desert Ridge with Chef Robert Studer, who is, I would say, Mr. Mozzarella. Would you agree with that?
I would agree.
Okay. So Mr. Mozzarella is going to show us the tricks of the trade. So give us a little background. What's kind of the steps involved with mozzarella?
The first thing you want to do is find a good curd, and right here we're using a Gold brand Polio cheese curd. It is 21 pounds, and what you want to do with that is break it up really good into like crumble, almost like feta cheese it almost looks like, but you want to break it up really well so the water can penetrate through the mozzarella and through the container. And the key to that is make sure the water is very, very hot so it can go through it and melt the cheese very well. And from there we're going to make our mozzarella balls.
Why does Humble Pie choose to make your own mozzarella balls every day?
We chose to do that because it's a really great product. It's great on our pizzas. We've tried other brands of mozzarella and it doesn't have the salt content that our house-made mozzarella does. Therefore, we don't have to put as much salt on the pizza in it.
So, I guess the most important question now is, do you think two average home cooks like us can make it?
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. I think that if you get a small amount of this cheese, you can definitely do it at home. Okay, absolutely.
Cool. All right, well, let's get rolling and throw some water in this bad boy. All right. Tell us kind of what you're doing now. It looks like you're incorporating and trying to get the curds to melt into the water.
Yes, that is correct. What we're doing now is we're just stirring up the curds in the hot water and salt so we can go ahead and melt. And at that point, it's about 45 seconds to a minute where you can start seeing our cheese to melt, and it's coating the spoon, the wooden spoon. A wooden spoon is really the trick on this because the curds and the cheese will stick to the metal spoon.
So again, how hot is this water?
Well, boiling water is 212 degrees.
Okay, so it's just at almost at that.
Wow.
Yes, 212. It's really imperative to have the cheese come right out of the refrigerator because it's impossible for our hands to tolerate 212 degree water and cheese.
So the coldness of the cheese from the refrigerator mixing with the heat of the water makes it a little more palpable, so to speak.
That is correct.
But you're not going to stick your face in there yet because that would suck.
Or take a bath.
Although a cheese bath sounds mighty nice.
Now, you can go any size balls you want on this. You just want to make sure that you get a lot of the water out of this. And we're going to put it right over here in our pan. Okay. And what we're going to do now is we're going to push it down, just like dough. Just like if you're making a pie dough or anything like that.
Is that really hot on your hands?
No. Just go ahead and continue pushing that down and folding it over. Just like a I would say a pate shoe needs to be really smooth. If there's any lumps in it, that means that your water is not hot enough. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to fold it over again, and we're going to come up here. We're going to ball it up, just like you're making like a dough ball or something. And it has to be really tight. And if it's not tight, what happens with the cheese? If when you cut it and after it's cooled, it breaks apart.
I'm excited to taste our mozzarella. I'm glad that it looks like cheese and not actually mush.
I think it's pretty legit, Jay. I mean,
awesome.
Can you believe we actually made this stuff?
I know. And then next to it is the margarita pizza with mozzarella that they made yesterday, because if you guys remember, mozzarella does have to set up overnight.
And finally, which is my favorite here at Humble Pie, we have the burrata, which in Italian means butter, and of course the texture and consistency of burrata, which you can see a little bit here, is very smooth and delicious. And this is one of my most favorite caprese dishes in the Valley. So you have a little basil pesto, cherry tomatoes on the vine, and burrata with balsamic vinegar on their bread.
Can't wait to try it.
Can't wait to try.
Cheers.
Jay, looks like mission's accomplished. Catch our next episode of Foodies on a Mission, where we find the best bar food for the best deals in Scottsdale. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.
Goodbye, that's amore. When the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's amore.